The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences.
What you think about when you're born into a fire? Let them burn it out. Sell them to the richest buyer. They wanna let the world decay. They tell us lies and fade away, fade away. We feel betrayed. We were raised to lose the race. Wake at the back of the pack, kill it anyway. Listen up now, because we're never dropping out. Beat the odds, beat the big house. The brains are bigger than the doubt. We've been thinking for ourselves, never let the truth fade away. This is bigger than ourselves, we won't let the world burn away, burn away. We feel betrayed. We were raised to lose the race. Wake at the back of the pack, kill it anyway. To blame, haters face the world's mistakes. Wake at the back of the pack, kill it anyway. And we feel betrayed. We were raised to lose the race. Wake at the back of the pack, kill it anyway. To blame, haters face the world's mistakes. Wake at the back of the pack, kill it anyway. What you think about when you're born into a fire? Let them burn it out. Sell them to the richest buyer. They wanna let the world decay. They tell us lies and fade away, fade away. We feel betrayed. We were raised to lose the race. Wake at the back of the pack, kill it anyway. Listen up now, because we're never dropping out. Beat the odds, beat the big house. The brains are bigger than the doubt. We've been thinking for ourselves, never let the truth fade away. This is bigger than ourselves, we won't let the world burn away, burn away. We feel betrayed. We were raised to lose the race. Wake at the back of the pack, kill it anyway. To blame, haters face the world's mistakes. Wake at the back of the pack, kill it anyway.
let's see here. This is ItzPuddleJumper. Thank you. Welcome for tuning in. I was trying to work out in scheduling conflicts, getting couple 3 guests in for a special podcast, but yeah, it's getting everybody lined up. It's been a little troublesome and everything. It's just, everybody's schedule's different, and I missed a message earlier, so I'm not sure. We might have Demonic in as or I'm sorry, Moonlixer in. Don't forget to go follow and subscribe over on her channel on Twitch, and we might have her over here in just a bit, but as of this moment it is just us, SMB, and anybody else out there watching and listening out on the interwebs of Twitter, YouTube, and Kick is where we are simulcasting at this moment. Let's get into the news, shall we? All right, first thing I want to get into. Right, fast in a hurry. No, I done lost where I was at. Give me just a second. Boom shakalaka. Good. Good, that is right. Make sure I'm not missing any messages from anybody. Oh, be quiet. Stupid phone. Anyway, the first thing that I want to talk about tonight, since we weren't able to get onto the subject that started and inspired this entire podcast, is let's talk about some Warhammer. Specifically, Warhammer 40K is being developed into a possibly movie, possibly a series, possibly even coming to theaters, but we have nothing but conjecture on that, based on what Apple and Netflix and Amazon have been doing recently. I would say that's a slim possibility, but it could happen. More than likely, what you will see is either a movie, a miniseries, or series. And these days, miniseries and series just about the same thing, or just about the same thing. But anyway, it'll be Warhammer 40K, and it will have executive producer Henry Cavill from The Witcher and Superman. Also, a few other things. He'll be starring, as well as he'll have executive control and the executive producer's seat. Now, how much control he'll have, I'm not sure. They could get in there and find out it's only ceremonial. That would be right up Amazon's, right up their little shtick, right with their Rings of Power. I saw their new casting for Sauron. I'm sitting here looking at, we have Peter Jackson Sauron, we have Pretty Boy Sauron, and I'm sitting here going, no. They already done enough last season. Just end it. Just, you spend enough money, write it off, but no. Anyway, Games Workshop has inked a deal to get Henry Cavill to assist them in producing and starring in this new series. And now I get to talking, my sinuses are going to go, ugh, just kill my voice. So I'll be drinking a good bit of tea. Sweet tea, of course. There is none other. Not down here in the South. We do not drink such straight tea. It is a blasphemy. That's being a Southern person. Every Southern person I know who's left here went to other parts of the country. The complaints are not only the people seem to be meaner, but it's like the tea and the food tastes awful. I couldn't resist it. Everyone I've talked to about it has had the same reaction, so I had to throw that in there. Vertigo Entertainment and Games Workshop across our entertainment. The Jennifer Salke, head of Amazon and MGM. Okay, I think I saw MGM in there somewhere. I was trying to see, is it actually gonna be MGM or is it gonna be just Amazon? And I know it's gonna be huge. The man literally has done videos where he paints Warhammer 40K figures. So this man is a fan. And I'm excited. He's done some pretty good stuff, including something that is on our next little bit of news feed that I am looking forward to getting into. Just trying to, I'm gonna do one more call, make sure, see if Melixer catches it. This time I missed message from her earlier and I'm just not sure if she's gonna make it or not. That would be my fault. I sent a few messages earlier and then I got busy, tied up helping my son with a few things, wrapping up getting the last of his Christmas dealt with, and I just don't check TikTok a whole lot. I check it whenever I want to watch something on there, and then I just straight up like I just hold up 1 second. Sorry, I just got a message from Albino Frog Monkey. Albino Frog Monkey. That's an old joke we had. Y'all will understand when I get to Albino Monkey Wizard and what that's about. We will have to go into that. I'm gonna tell him he just sent me a message. He hates he's not able to make it. We see he's having a little technical difficulties and all that, so I understand that. And send that message to him. All right. Anyway, let's get back onto it. He's talking about how much he's loved Warhammer even since he was a boy. And it's a special moment for him. I can understand. 40K is something I got into a little bit, mainly games. I've never got into the miniatures. I've thought about it, but it seems like it's a whole lot for me. I don't know, especially as a married man who barely has time as it is, just has a little bit of time to game and pick up a little bit of time to do a little bit of stuff. Hopefully the podcast, I want to make this a regular thing and spend time mostly with my son and my wife on weekends. We're going to try and fit in a podcast at least. I'm shooting for once a weekend or once every other weekend. We're going to see how this works. Let me respond to Albino Monkey Wizard. I'm still getting used to that name. That's the name he chose. Let me go grab. He's wanting it on YouTube, so I'm gonna go grab it. Grab the link for him and send it out to him. Whoa! Quit trying to scroll all over the place. You stupid heifer. Listen here. You bloody well better let me send that link and quit trying to scroll like a crazy little computer bug. You are. Eh? Anyway. But, you know, the man's done a lot of good work. It's kind of got shitted around the whole DC situation. Probably couldn't have had a better casting for Superman, but as far as acting goes and the look, he was right on. I don't know what DC was thinking. I don't think DC knew what they were thinking when they tried to do their DC cinematic universe. They just wanted to compete with Marvel and had no real plan. There's other things that Amazon's supposed to be developing soon that I want to do entire episodes on, I would think. Anybody that knows me or where my name comes from, you can figure that out. I'll put it this way. I'm hearing rumors that they're planning on opening the gate, and I'm so excited about it. The next thing, I may get copyright struck, but this one just leads right to the next one. It's a movie coming up very shortly that I'm really looking forward to. And it is apparently got some Apple production in it. I find that kind of interesting. Let's go take a look at the trailer for Argyle. This movie looks so darn good. This is so ridiculous. If you like Kingsman, this looks like straight up Kingsman with Cavill. This looks so freaking ridiculous. I'm sorry. I just can't help but laugh. It's called Apple Original Films decided to go get Matthew Vaughn and do an action comedy that looks way better than anything I've seen come out of Disney studios recently. Hashtag dang it, Bob. Come on. We're gonna get to him. We're gonna get to him. I have been going over the D files, and that's coming up very, very shortly on our retinue of subjects to discuss tonight. But I have a few things I want to say that I haven't really necessarily heard anybody say, and it may just be that I've overlooked it somehow and just haven't heard anybody mention it. But I have my own theory on what's going on with Disney after the D files that I want to get over to. But let's keep having a little fun right here. Kitty cat. I know what the secret of the cat is. I was having my theories. Espionage. This looks so good. I don't know who that guy is. I don't recognize that actor, but the dude with the long hair looks hilarious. Everybody in here looks hilarious. And of course, they get Samuel Jackson back. Bryan Cranston. Okay, I just have to say this. There are very few directors that I have seen in Hollywood in the last number of years who can take and put action and comedy in there and do it so dang well. And yes, I did manage to stop myself from cussing there. But there's a reason why we have that TVMA. Sometimes I let one slip, especially when I get excited. I'm gonna say, if we could get Matthew Vaughn to work with Ryan Reynolds on Deadpool, would be awesome. However, right now I'm excited and worried for Deadpool. That's not on tonight's agenda, so let's get back to taking a look at Argyle. Cranston's got to be the bad guy. I'm noticing I haven't seen her with Henry Cavill. Anyone else notice that? My theory about that cat and Cavill. I don't want to get into, but I'll put this. I think they're connected. That looks so ridiculous. I plan on me and the wife going and seeing that when that comes out. That is definitely in the plan. What in the hell? I'm trying to play shit. Yeah, there I go, dropping an F or S-bomb. S-bomb. Shout out over on the YouTube. I suspect I may know who's over there, and I'll just go ahead and say once again hello and welcome to the show. If you'd like to hit up a drop anything in the chat, go ahead. I am able to get chats from Twitch, YouTube, and Kick simultaneously. However, due to TOS, only Twitch is going through straight away. But that doesn't mean I can't highlight those chats and show them off or discuss them. I'm a watching real good. Let's move it on. Let's get to what I want to discuss, and I've got my own theories here. The D-Files. I was just listening to Chris Gore and Alan. I've heard him say Alan so many times. I can't remember his last name, so I want to apologize, whoever Alan is, if you by every chance ever hear this. Let me see if I can find Alan. I think I know why you just go by Alan, and I want to apologize because I do not want to butcher your name. I am not laughing at you. I just know I will butcher it. I will do. So I'm gonna call you Alan, and Alan, I want to thank you for this article. D-Files Part 1, Disney and the Downfall of John Lasseter. Guys, so I listened to this one earlier. I've also read part of it. I didn't get all the way through it earlier, so I went ahead and just caught up on it the old-fashioned way. Got on YouTube and let the people who wrote it give me their rundown on it, and it fits right what I was thinking from hearing people talk. Hashtag dang it, Bob. This is nothing more than Robert Iger is scared of his own shadow. This man is single-handedly dismantling Disney because he's afraid that someone else is going to replace him. The man rose way above his means. He started off as a weatherman, and somehow he has swindled his way up to be the CEO of Disney. And if you watch his actions, you pay attention to the inner workings. Let people, how do I put this? I've been paying attention to Valiant Renegade, WDW Pro at that bar place, and of course, Mexican Iron Man. And from all I can ascertain from listening and learning as I go, I have a time to do a little bit of listening at work, so I'm able to catch up on a lot of stuff. And I'm just gonna say this: if you actually go through this story, and I encourage anyone who has a shred of dignity and wants to know what's going on with why your movies and entertainment, television quality seems to be dropping, you can go check out Valiant Renegade and WDW Pro and get a good bit of information. Yeah, but I want to tell you, go over here to Film Threat, run by one Chris Gore. and read these articles. There's going to be multiple parts coming over months. They're from Disney employee insiders who are violating their NDA at their own personal risk because they're tired. They're tired of the crap that goes on in the company, seeing it go in, day out, and seeing the company constantly go right down the drain. I'm trying to correct my language, but you know what? If I fail, there's a TVMA right there on the side. I just want you to remember it's right there, and I apologize. But we're going to keep it as family friendly as we can until I drop a few F-bombs, and then we'll go right back to it. I'll be the most polite person who will cuss you out there is. But I'm going to do my best to not drop those words. Unfortunately, when I get excited, they just start slipping out. This man went after he managed to somehow become CEO and acquired Pixar because Pixar was about to go rogue. The deal with Disney was coming up, and they were going to start branching out and being their own company, no longer at the whims of distributing to only Disney. They're going to go out and start doing their own thing. John Lasseter, from what I understand, unless I am wrong, from reading the article and from history I've learned elsewhere, was at Pixar running it at the time. They bought Pixar to keep it from leaving Disney because that was what was keeping Disney afloat at the time. They had animation studios were nothing without Pixar. It would have been a loss. I remember that at the time was a big deal. Well, now we're here in the present, looking back at what happened. And what happened of John Lasseter is the story of what happened at Disney, in my opinion. It's a story of a little man's greed who got too far above his grade in life. And I'm not to say nobody shouldn't climb the ropes, but you got to be humble. You got to find your place. You got to be who you are, and you got to quit trying to tear everybody else down because you're afraid. John Lasseter was a man who, he sounds like somebody who I would meet at church around here to some degree. He was he hugged people apparently, and that kind of got him in trouble. Long and short of it, what it is the man was kind of seen in the culture as, even to the public, to Disney fans, was kind of like a father figure. He was outgoing and kind of treated everybody like family. But at the same time, I hear that when he sat down to discuss things with you, say you pitched an idea to him, he would rip you a new one. But he would do it in a way that to him wasn't just, your idea is crap, let me tell you how just horrible it is. He's going to tell you, let me tell you how bad your idea is, and here's how we fix it. Here's what you done wrong, but here's what you can do better. Some people can handle that kind of criticism and take and become greater at their job, whether it be in the entertainment industry or out in the field doing work. Some people, they got their butts chapped and they never forgot it. And then they were like, I'm gonna get revenge on that man. I hate him. If I ever get my chance, I'm gonna take him down. And that's exactly what they did. You ever heard of a man named Harvey Weinstein? Harvey Weinstein was a very bad man, in my opinion, from everything I've heard. Sounds like everyone in Hollywood, including Disney Corporation, knew just how bad he was. In fact, I think he done work with Disney Corporation, but I can't remember for sure. So I'm not gonna hold feet to fire on that. That might be a good idea for a podcast episode one day. Let's go take a look at how close those two were. But I'm pretty sure I remember them doing a lot of work with them back in the day. But let's not get into this Me Too crap because we're already getting way too into it. And I want to get on to other subjects. We have to touch it because this was how it happened. Bob started getting jealous. Bob gets just a lot of people, including people that he's brought back recently who left because they got skipped over. Anytime Bob gets jealous of somebody, they get gone. Just like Bob Chapek. Gets replaced him, set up, and old Bobby Boy has to come back. I have to save the company. He's the man that run the company into the ground. This man helped run Power Rangers into the ground. Still hasn't recovered. Now, granted, it wasn't in the greatest shape. But the same thing he done with Power Rangers. It's been the exact same thing he's done with Star Wars and Marvel. And I take special offense to the Star Wars. Son, I grew up on Star Wars. I have played near every Star Wars PC game there is. There's some that you can't even get anymore. I'm like, oh man, I wish I could play that. Can't play Force Commander. Won't re-release it. So I wait for a better game, hopefully. But I watch what the man's done. He doesn't know what he's done. He just knows to take that credit card and swipe it. Keep buying. Oh crap. Company's not doing good. We need to shake things up. Let's go buy a new company. You can only do that for so long. This Fox deal has really got them in a bind. And here they are trying to buy Hulu now because of their contractual obligations due to the Fox deal. And no, it will be more than that 8.5 billion that he just paid. No, they're going to have to pay more on top of that to Comcast, who's now taking that money and using it to reinvest into their own theme parks and to do movies that are actually whooping up on Disney. And son, I'm not a fan of NBC Comcast, but apparently they're doing pretty good lately, and I hate to say it. My hat's off to them. Puss in Boots last year, great movie. I took my son to see it in theaters. Didn't even realize it was out on streaming. We got it the next day almost. Great movie. And then Mario later in the year, great movie. My son keeps watching it. In fact, we're tired of Mario. Good God, please, we need a little break for Mario. Oh, goodness gracious. But the story of the D-Files that I'm seeing thus far is the story of a sad little scared man. He's terrified. He's terrified somebody's going to come up behind him and take what he thinks he's fought to get away. In the process, he's destroying everything he has done. All the good things he's done won't matter. They'll be forgotten in the end. The things he's done, nobody will remember him. They'll remember him instead they won't remember the good things he's done. Mark my words, he'll be remembered as a CEO who took his company down. Nelson Peltz is currently fighting a proxy war, and I suspect he'll do pretty good with it. I suspect he'll get at least one board seat. And one board seat with the things I've been hearing out of Disney is enough to destroy the whole company. If you have a chance, why don't you go take a listen to Legal Mindset, go over some of the interesting things that have come out of the audit of Reedy Creek. I think handcuffs are coming out for somebody, and I don't think it's for how to politely put this, bedroom activities for those people into that. But yeah, hashtag dang it, Bob. You burnt the whole darn company because you're jealous and scared somebody else might replace you in a few years. Well, that's good. You're a CEO of a corporation. You shouldn't be there no more than a few years. After somebody's been there for 20 years, they should be gone. Unless you founded the company, any publicly traded company at 20 years, they should be going, no, we're not renewing you. We want somebody else in here. But I done so good for so long, some might say. Doesn't matter. You don't own that company. It's owned by the public shareholders. Too dangerous to leave them in there. Bring somebody else in. Give them a shot. They F it up. Get somebody else. But you say, oh, well, we need the company to make money. Yeah, you need the company to make money. If you keep letting the same person go up there repeatedly, you end up with corruption, the kind of which is eating at the rot of Disney. Mark my words. We will see Reedy Creek will have jail time for some people. That is a very crazy situation. If I understand correctly, the power plant is owned by the tourism board, the district, that's the word I'm looking for. And yet Disney won't even let them in there to do their audit because it's run by Disney. But wait, it's supposed to be owned by the district. Explain that one to me. Let's get on to something else, a little more fun. I said fun. I haven't got to see Godzilla yet. No, I went. We didn't get to see much movies recently, and I want to take my wife and son to a movie for Christmas. Son, it would have been irresponsible of me. I would have been a bad father if I'd been like, no, mama, I'm not taking you and the boy to see something y'all want to see. We're gonna go see Godzilla. That they couldn't even understand. My son can't read; he's too young. My wife, she's not big on reading subtitle, doing subtitle movies. I'm not necessarily the biggest person on it. I'll watch them, but if you give me an English dub, I'm going for the English dub. I'd much rather just enjoy the full experience. Take a way to do the subs. It takes me out of it a little bit, but the thing is, I understand why some people prefer subtitle, especially with certain translators we have nowadays. So I'll give y'all that. This movie, I've heard nothing but great praise of this movie, and I cannot wait to see it. Been trying to find any bit of information I can on when it's going to come to home viewing experience. For us today, streaming. We might have a little bit of a hint right here, though. Amazon Prime Video in Japan left a major hint that it might be the platform to stream Godzilla -1, at least in Japan, possibly. But if they're getting in Japan, you know, they may have worked out a deal where they might just get it over here as well. But you know what? I don't care. It does not have to be free. That movie looks so good. Give me the option to buy that movie, please. I will buy it and I will sit down and I will watch it and I will be happy. I don't have to wait on it. In fact, a lot of times I would like to just own the movie, even if it's digital. Give me the option on the movie. I don't like having to chase down which app it's in. Let me watch the damn thing. But yeah, Godzilla -1. I suspect, I don't know, with it being a Japan thing, how they do stuff, it's different over there. So I don't know the exact details of when. I know over here it's gotten dropped down to 45 days, or else they get penalties into the amount of money they earn per ticket. So I suspect 45 days after release, which it released in end of November. So let's just say, I think for about February we might could see it streaming somewhere. So if we go by that, but I'm no expert, and I haven't seen or heard anything. I'm just hopeful. Let's move on to our next topic. Digimon 25th anniversary celebration has been announced. And we have the logo for it. It's going to be March 6th of next year. March 6th. That's really not too far away. I'm personally hoping for a new anime, maybe a new game. I wonder anything else we might talk about. But in all seriousness, I'm really wanting to see what they do. I want a new anime, maybe a new movie. I would love to see either a Tamers reboot, sequel, movie, something. Please give me something with Tamers. Data Squad or Savers would be awesome. Frontier would be cool too. But Tamers and Data Squad, which I feel like Data Squad is less likely. Definitely want to see something on. Please, please, please. Yeah, it's just kind of this article here. All thing I've seen is just kind of more just them breaking down. Hey, there's gonna be a Digimon Con, and this is what's happened recently. Blah blah blah. Nothing real interesting there, but over here we do have this about Digimon Con 2024. Could have a new Digimon game announcement. Yeah. Let's see where. Oh yeah, here we go. I was trying to find where it was at. I was like, did I click the wrong link for a second? Yeah, they had a big questionnaire I saw come up on Twitter the other day, and I done it. Yes, I went in and I done it. Gave them my opinion on it. So they're definitely working on a new game. My feeling out of it from doing the survey, and I'll show you in a second. Did I just skip an article? Is that they're skipping? I skipped an article. We'll go back to it. Is that they're not far enough in the game, but I do know that they were working on a. I do know that they were working on a game like Cyber Sleuth. But they didn't ever say, an official announcement, but they said they were doing it. So I expect us to get an announcement on that, and then to continue working on new games possibly. I forgot to pull this one up earlier, but this is an old story. The Digimon movie, where they had the 3 movies from back in the early 2000s, is getting a remaster, and I believe they're bringing back some of the original voice actors and stuff where they can to clean everything up and all. Wonder what they're going to do with because I think Joe is dead. I think the voice actor who did Joe is dead, but I may be wrong on that one. So I'm kind of curious to see how that is and goes. Now let me get back to this article I accidentally skipped. I guess it was the same thing. Okay. I pulled up 2 articles and I didn't realize it. But yeah, I do remember when I done the questionnaire, it had everything from MMOs to Diablo-like games to shooter games, battle royales. So they really seem like they were opening and doing a whole lot with Digimon, which has me very interested. Has my interest very much piqued. I think early next year, Digimon Masters is supposed to get a massive facelift. Massive facelift. We're going to check it out. either the stream or I might even do a podcast on it. We'll see. Let's continue on a little bit and see what we can find out. I really should have got a better name on our stream, the description, because it's really gonna hurt us getting found in the algorithm and all. This my own fault, but I was torn on what we're gonna do. We're either gonna do noise stories or a certain special I have planned, but I wasn't able to get everybody lined up. I thought I had a couple of them, and if I could get a couple people, at least a couple of the 3 people I was wanting to get, I was gonna go ahead and do it, but we weren't able to get them. So, yeah, like literally, it fell through last minute, essentially. So yeah, we'll do that another time. We will catch it another time. Let me check just to make sure I haven't missed a message, because I seem like I keep missing messages today. Just send a message real quick. Sorry about that. Anyway, let's get back to where we were at. Our next little bit of articles. It's gonna be on Power Rangers. Upcoming reboot is the final chance to bring the franchise's strongest villain to live action. It's not happening. Don't do it. I've seen people talk about this before. Don't do it. Though I hear they're planning on building their reboot universe around Jason David Frank. I say they could touch on it some, but they should have done it while he was alive. Now, I think doing the Draken story in comics, stories, adapting them into an anime or some sort of cartoon, I think people will be okay with that and would be pretty cool. But do not put another actor physically playing Lord Draken. Please don't. At least not for 10 years, okay? It's just... the man, he done a lot for the franchise. In fact, I think sometimes if it wasn't for some of those old actors, the franchise would have died. But people like Jason David Frank, John Young Bosch, Jason Font, and some others kept the franchise alive, and they deserve some mad respect for that. Oh, this is what I'm going to start comics. I believe Darkest Hour new issue dropped this week. I need to go back and do a done one review or my own opinion on one, but I was gonna do more. Peak season, I should have waited to do that outside of peak season, but I really want to put a video out, so that's what I done. The artwork. Dude. F Marvel. This is Dark Spectre's body currently, which was Zordon's original body. Dude, I've got to get back to reading. The Power Ranger comics, even when they lull out, like I'll get for an issue or two, I'll get that. Sounds good. It's kind of getting stale, and then wow, they hit you. They do good. I wish Marvel and DC were doing as good as they were doing with Boom. Also, I'm very sad because I was so hoping when they took Transformers and G.I. Joe away from IDW that Boom would have got them, and we could have finally got Power Rangers and Transformers in the same comics. That would have been so freaking awesome. And of course, the other little bit of Power Rangers comic news is, of course, Kimberly Amy Jo Johnson is getting her own comic set outside of the Boom Studios universe, I would suspect. From everything I've heard, basically her rewriting Power Rangers history with where her and Tommy stayed together or got back together or something, and she had a kid with Tommy. Yeah, I actually preferred Kat to Kimberly as far as for Tommy. Though I will say the art looks badass. It's supposed to be Jason right there. In case you had any question. It's pretty interesting. I may have to read it. But yeah, it's definitely gonna be on my read list. I'm not sure how much I'm actually looking forward to it as well as much as some of the other stuff. But I do want to read it. And somewhat related. Let's watch another trailer real quick for an anime I'm really looking forward to. This looks so damn good. Looks like a good action, not to mention hilarious. I don't think the audio is going through. My audio is going through, but not Opera. But that's fine. That keep me from getting copyright struck. That looks so damn good. Like once in a while the monster wins. Those of you unfamiliar with that, think of it like Power Rangers version of the boys in anime form. The Power Rangers won, and then they got used to having the power over the people, so they made the putty patrollers and the monsters to serve them to keep people thinking that they were still in danger, so they could keep being in control. So yeah, it's got a lot of vibes of the boys in it. I love the boys. It's a good show. Good show. Better than anything Disney's put out, but I wouldn't want Disney to put out the boys. They certainly don't need to put that out. Let's move on to our next subject. Oh, let's gonna keep talking about that. It was just talking about, I don't know why I put up now, because it was just talking about Easter eggs. It was going to be in the show, but the release date is the main thing that I was curious about, because I know it's sometime in the spring. What? Okay, so I saw a release date. I'm pretty sure I'd heard something about it's going to be this spring, so we're going to go with that. I'm thinking spring 2024, we're going to have this as one of the anime that we're going to be watching, and I would intend to be watching. I might even do some podcasts or reviews of it. Might even do a video or something. We'll see what we got. And of course, the last little bit stuff I want to talk about is D&D. They're trying to do a whole almost new edition next year. but it's supposed to continue working with 5th edition somehow. New books. Live command. I'm gonna finish this up here in just a minute, but yeah, D&D is supposed to be doing big refresh, but yeah, it's supposed to work for 5th edition. A lot of it had a lot of controversy trying to take people's work and stuff like that earlier this year. Been kind of some iffy books and stuff done. Them getting into politics instead of just writing books, for example. It's like, what weirdo reads this book and all of a sudden assumes that this creature race created for this fantasy is supposed to be based on, supposed to be an imitation of people in the real world? That's insulting. It says more about you thinking that, in my opinion. I've never once thought that. Anyway, I like a little D&D. I've DM'd for some family and friends. Actually, thinking about, since we've kind of been a while since we've been able to do our last campaign, just start over and go from there. So I'm kind of wanting to look in and see what's coming up, what I want to do as far as that goes. And I'm not surely sure where D&D's going. They're supposed to have these new books coming out. Supposed to have this virtual tabletop system that I am excited and dreading for, because I think it will be good. But I'm worried about what, with these microtransactions and all this weird stuff, where that's going to go. I think it's going to end up being a problem. But at the same time, if the right money put behind it can make doing D&D with virtual tabletops a whole lot easier. I currently use Tailspire. It's freaking awesome. But the one I wanted to go to right then. This looks a lot like Tailspire. It's a 3D virtual environment with actual tokens. I have to go on the Hero Forge and create a token. If you create a way that people can, on a phone, tablet, computer, sit down and create tokens and interact with the DM who is running their game on either a phone or computer, using this virtual tabletop system, that will make doing D&D a lot easier and cooler for us tech DMs. I'm a tech DM. I like to take my technical skills, like doing this podcast, and streaming, and tinkering on the computer, and implement that into my D&D. It's fun. It's a challenge. I enjoy it. Give me a chance to do that and do it right, and I'll be intrigued by it. Please do not pump this thing through microtransactions. I don't know it's coming. Hasbro is literally ramping up to put out this virtual tabletop. This new rule set changes. At the same time, here we go. D&D and Magic the Gathering owner Hasbro announces the layoff of 1,100 employees, calls it a lever we must pull to keep Hasbro healthy. The saying is, the Baldur's Gate people let it slip. Pretty much, it sounds like almost nobody in the D&D department is still there. I'm really wondering how these books that are supposed to be coming out next year and this tabletop system they're doing, where that's going. The people, none of the people that they talk to, none of the people running D&D for Hasbro Wizards of the Coast are there. What kind of freaking train wreck is this going to be? It's just. But then again, I think they got a guy who's who come from video games, specifically the microtransaction kind. I think running Hasbro right now. So Yeah, we're probably about to see a crap show on the front of all over our tabletop gaming and card game experience. And that is literally right at an hour. I know I didn't talk quite for an hour. We had the little intro and stinger, and I was trying to see if we get Moonlixer and Albino in here, but they had missed some messages and we missed each other, and then Albino had some technical difficulties. Yeah, yes, and there's Albino right there. We need to do a D&D podcast. You know, I'm down for it. What kind of D&D podcast should we do? Should we do actual discussing it or playing it? I believe he's watching. But yeah, he was having some technical issues. I may try and go over to Albano's house. He's actually local, and help him work through the technical difficulties sometime if he wants me to. That'd be up to him. Moonlixer, I literally just missed messages on her, and Clay is very busy right now. I completely understand. Clay, I've been where Clay's at right now. He's a family man right now. He's gotta adjust that whole dynamic there. So I want to go ahead and get the podcast going. I've been talking about doing this for a month, trying to get it set up, and if you just keep pushing it back, you're never gonna get started doing it. I know I did not do a good job on the naming and description, but I was not committed to my content for the day yet. Next time I intend to have a little more commitment, and if I'm split, I have two ways I can go. But even when we were going live, I'm like, maybe we can still pull out doing this. But we weren't able to. We will be doing that special I intend to do. Might even be better that we all just take a step back and figure out how to get it worked out. Yeah, that may actually be something I do. Talk with Albino. We might if I can find enough people who are okay with doing it online, because my home D&D campaign is just gonna be family and friends, and some of those people will probably be, if they want to, end anything we do on here. But yeah, I wouldn't mind doing a digital D&D campaign, but it'll be separate from the one we do at the house. I'm all for that. We can launch Tailspire, and we can run it all in there, and we'll get everybody a copy of Tailspire, and we'll just all play some D&D and have some fun. That really does sound like it could be a lot of fun, and we don't feel like setting up and doing run D&D DM. We can get enough people together to do Baldur's Gate or something. But we're gonna end up wrapping it up here in just a minute. We are pretty much out of, you know what, there is one more story I forgot, and it is D&D related. Remember Stranger Things? Well, I remember hearing something about it, and sure enough, for this one D&D update crap, somewhere around there, we're supposed to be getting, I think it's actually supposed to be maybe around May, but we're supposed to be getting a Vecna campaign. It was a Demi-Lich. I don't know. I think it was a full Lich. I'm not as familiar with Vecna. I'm kind of newer to D&D. I want to get into D&D for years. I'm not up on all the lore, but he is definitely one of the bad guys. Pretty sure he's a Lich. And I know he's a Lich. I just want to call him a living Lich. I'm 99% sure I'm wrong on that. but he was some inspired a character for Stranger Things, and they got them wanting to do something else with him in actual campaign. Well, my question is it still happening? I've heard a lot of people talk about the layoffs. I've heard a lot of people talk about this. I've heard a lot of people say, "Oh, these people got gone," but what's actually happening with the with the books? That's what I was trying to find out tonight, and I've not been able to get an answer on that yet. But I'm gonna have to do that for another podcast. I want an answer on that. Yeah, I hope they don't reboot Rangers as well. Dang it, Albino! We need you. We need you in here to help give me these counter plays on me. Yeah, it's I'm curious where to see what they're gonna go with Power Rangers. They're calling it a reboot, but a lot of the things I'm seeing, everyone's like, "Oh, it's a reboot. It's a reboot." Then why are they talking about the continuation? Not continuation. They're talking about what Jason did with Frank is the basis of their stuff going forward from the guy doing the reboot. And then I watched Cosmic Fury, and once and always, I'm sitting here going, this feels like the setup for a whole nother season or two, not the wrapping up of the series. Anybody who's seen Cosmic Fury and Once and Always, if you think that's the end, you're not paying attention. Yeah, like I don't know if they wrote it that way in case they were able to get an extension, but there's a whole other storyline there. One that was teased in Once and Always, and shown enough set up for in the end of Cosmic Fury. And I want to discuss it. We'll discuss it one episode, one podcast, but it's not going to be tonight. We'll save that for another time when we have somebody to discuss it with, because I want to be able to play off, see if I'm maybe not seeing it from a different perspective. It's always better to get another perspective. Sometimes perspectives are wrong. I'm joking. Not everyone's gonna agree. You're never gonna get, I mean, in family, you're never gonna completely agree even when you're very similar. That's a darn good example right there for to use. So I mean, it's good to have a discussion and figure out, because you're not always gonna see it from every angle, and you may find out something that you didn't know before that you can then take and you can expand your knowledge and have a new angle, something you never thought of before. Oh, folks, we are going to wrap it up for tonight. I might try and shoot for one Monday. We'll see if I can line up people. Be during the day though. It will be a daytime stream if we do one Monday. Other than that, I'll probably try and wait till sometime next weekend, because I work nights and I'm off tonight, so I'm not gonna take my whole weekend up for my wife and my son just to do a podcast. They're gonna take an hour or two here and there one night when everyone's doing other stuff. That's fine, but I'm gonna still spend time with my wife and my son, who I love. And I thank y'all for watching this, whether you're watching it now live or watching it later on the interwebs of Twitch, Kick, and YouTube. Don't forget to hit like, follow, subscribe, the whole 9 yards on your relevant platform, and to follow me at ItzPuddleJumper on Twitch. It's ItzPuddleJumper everywhere: Twitch, YouTube, Kick, Twitter. Don't think I got it anywhere else, but if I do, I'll try and think of it and let y'all know. Thank y'all and have a wonderful day.